Welcome back. Good evening, and welcome to our kickoff edition of Friday Night Football for the '93 season. Plenty of high school scores and highlights coming up this evening, the opening night of the prep season. But first, a look at the Colts' sorry performance tonight in their preseason finale in Green Bay. They got buried at Lambeau Field tonight, 41-10, the final, before the largest crowd ever to see a preseason game in that storied stadium, 56,800 plus on hand tonight to see the Colts and Jeff George take on the Pack. Jeff back in the lineup. This is the only possession he was in on in the first half, relieving Jack Trudeau, who again got the start. Jeff looked pretty good, actually. He hit A.J. for 3 straight passes here. On the one possession he directed, he was 3 for 5 for 38 yards. It led to a Dean Biasucci field goal to tie the game 3-3. For a guy who's missed as much football in all of training camp, Jeff did not look bad. Then Brett Favre driving the Pack. We're tied at 3. Late first half. He hits Jackie Harris to the Colts 5. And then Deshaun Collins for a 5-yard touchdown with 9 ticks left on the halftime clock. 10-3 Pack as we go to the locker room. Favre, a terrific night, 23 for 36, 235 yards, directed 3 long TD drive. Then in the second half, Clarence Verdun fumbles as he attempts to return that punt. Marcus Wilson picks it up, goes 41 yards for the touch. That made it 34-3. The blowout was on. Tom Tupa had to play very well tonight, more than likely to make the team. He was 7 of 16, had this ball picked off that Eddie Miller, the intended receiver, kicked up in the air and Brian Noble grabbed. Then Clarence Verdun makes up for his earlier error by going 70 yards with this punt return with 1:43 to go. That was the Colts' lone touchdown on the night. But then, just 6 seconds later, Marcus Wilson, the same guy who took that fumble for a touchdown earlier, scoops up this Biasucci onside kick attempt and goes 40 yards for a touchdown to make the final 41-10. So the Colts close out the preseason all even at 2-2. Green Bay finishes at 1-3. Next Sunday, they open the regular season at home against the Miami Dolphins, and obviously they're going to have to be a whole lot better than they were tonight. Right now, we want to go live to Lambeau Field via News Star 6 and check in with Ken Tomash, who was in the Colts locker room immediately following the game. Kenny, take it away.
Ed, in a word, ouch. 41-10. I mean, this game was a lot of things. It was close at times. It was dull at times. It was exciting at times. It was pretty strange at times. But was it just a preseason game? Well, that depends on who you talk to, starting with Steve Entman.
No, I don't care. You know, it doesn't matter to me who the game's against. It doesn't matter. We got our asses beaten. It hurts, man. You know, I don't care if it's preseason or what. You know, we didn't play well. And I think there's no question that we got a lot to learn yet. And I think this tumble that's going to the regular season, and we probably needed it.
You know, that's how preseason games go. You know, sometimes you go in with a different idea on how you want to play it than the other team does, and that's why you have so many lopsided scores. And today was a good example of a team that you know, really wanted to win the football game.
You know, it's kind of a wake-up call, and a lot of us, you know, I wish I could have played a little bit more in this and gotten some more reps. But you know, I think by next week we'll be ready to turn it on.
You know, you have to take some lessons from everything you do on the field, and I think we have to take the negative and learn from them and find some positive in a game like tonight.
A.J. said it was almost like the Jeff George of old, hadn't missed a beat, except the beard was missing. He was still kind of a wonder in the one drive he was in, Ed, as you mentioned, 3 out of 5, 38 yards. The Colts went 48 yards and 12 plays to get a field goal. That was their only score until very, very late in the game. Jeff, strangely enough, declined politely my invitation to have a little interview after the game. Can't understand why. Now the Colts have some decisions to make. Ted Marchibroda and staff will be looking over the films and trying to figure out which 13 guys they will have to let go by Monday afternoon. They can bring some of those guys back or pick up some other guys who get cut. They can keep 53 and 5 more on the practice squad going into Miami, which is a week from Sunday at noon at the Dome. Luckily, he said, they came out of this one healthy and not too scarred psychologically because it was only a preseason game. Green Bay really needed to win. Ken Tomash live in Milwaukee, actually in Green Bay. Thought he was in Milwaukee. For News Star 6, Ed, back to you.
Yeah, Ken, thanks. It's kind of confusing.
Wisconsin, I'm sorry.
The Pack opens their season in Milwaukee, though, next week against the
Rangers. Well, it is Wisconsin. Lots of cheese here anyway.
You're in Wisconsin somewhere. Thanks. All righty. Now, lots of other NFL preseason action tonight.